guys, I'm here today. We're still not in our permanent location. We still have 4 or 5 more weeks left here in the rental before we officially head south. But I wanted to show you, this is already taken apart, but it had several interesting things about it besides being an adorable little picture. I just love this. This is so sweet. So I'm gonna, because I don't have my camera mount, so it's gonna be probably slightly more wobbly than normal. So I'm gonna flip this around. So I've taken it apart as much as possible. So one of the things, first of all, that I noticed with this had several layers of paper, and in between the paper there were actually little not so nice things. There was definitely an accumulation. So I do have some worm. I took a picture of it, but I don't think this is current anymore. So one of the first things is this was more or less taped and held into the frame with one nail right here and one nail right here. So I'm assuming that this piece at one time in its life may have been in a different frame, but regardless, I'm actually going to put it right back together the way it is, and I'm going to try and find, because this is the original hanging hook. These types were much later. They used to hang their pictures. There was a loop up here, right there, excuse me, where you hung your pictures. So let me take this over here for a second. So this is typical. Many times, so this is old glass. You can see some of the bubbles. I'm going to put it aside. One of the things, a lot of times, this stuff is now put on the inside. So glass first into here, then this is used as a spacer, and then comes, your framed piece. But since this, I'm going to show you in a second, more or less has the early beginnings of a mat that I've never seen before like this. So let me bring our precious little piece back. So here she is, and I'm not going to take her off the wood she's on because that requires more delicate work. So this right here is actually, from a framer standpoint, really interesting to me, because you have the wood frame again, and this right here is set with a tiny piece of wood in there, making it look like it is a mat with gold, and it's a real thin piece of paper. And I'm not going to touch this because I'm actually going to reuse this because this is so pretty. So let me move that over, and it's, there's a few spots and speckles on it, but it's not like, sorry, it's not always 100% sharp. This is holding by hand. And then here comes our sweet, sweet, sweet piece, and she, as you can see, is nailed in, quite a bit on all sides. But I think she's been in this frame from all the dirt and grime that came out. So I brushed her off and dusted her with my little brush as best as I could. And the only thing I see is right here. So there's that little bit of, loss, but for the most part. And when there is something underneath here too, so I'm assuming they cushioned her with something, but the colors are just perfect the way they are, like this. So I'm going to put her back in the frame, until we're where we need to be, and actually keep the glass in there too because it's protecting her. But I just found the whole thing so interesting, how this went together, back in the day. When we mat a piece, now we cut out these fancy mats, and some of them already have the gold, but this is painted, and it was wood, and this is paper that was then glued over the whole contraption. So I just thought I'd share that. I hope you enjoyed it.
Talk to you later. Bye.